Hi, welcome to day one of 365 days of writing every day. My name is Julia. I'm a recent graduate. I studied math and English. I'm starting library school soon, and one of my dreams and goals is to write a book. I started that process kind of this January. Right now it's May, and I reached out to and got to talk with one of my mom's work friends, colleagues, who is a writer and has published a lot of books. And I just wanted to ask her about, what is the process? Like, not the big conversations about like literary meaning and everything, but like, how do I sit down and write a book? Like, what are the steps? Like, it's a homework assignment. Like, how do I do this? What are the steps? And she was super, super helpful and gave me a lot of great information, which I used and started with. And I got the books. I kind of read through them. I took my notes. I planned an outline. I, started on chapter 1. And then I had all of my book and the ideas and everything kind of just sitting there for a couple of months. And I want to get back into it and just kind of follow through with my plan. And I think a good way to do that is to just make myself. I think writing, like being like, you have to write every single day, is going to just make me do it and give me the assignment and the thing to check off, because that is a good motivator. So the plan, pretty straightforward. Write every single day. I anticipate some days I'll write more, sometimes I'll write less. Maybe some days it's just brainstorming or, coming up with a few good words to fit in, like depending on how busy I am. Right now I'm really not busy, so I feel like I'll be able to make some good progress. So that is the idea, and today is day one. I'm gonna start by giving you a rundown of everything I have so far and the progress I've made in like the past few months since January. Granted, the past 2 months I honestly have not been writing and have not been motivated, which is why I'm starting this challenge. I kind of was working with the idea of like, when you want to play soccer, it's something you can just do. Like, you can go to soccer practice, and I was like, I want the equivalent of like writing soccer practice. So I reached out to a colleague of my mom's that has written a lot of books, gotten them published, the whole shebang, and I'm like, okay, how do you do it? What's the like soccer practice for writing a book? Like, go work on this, do this today, do this for an hour, that kind of setup. And she recommended, her actual recommendation was this book, Superstructure. It's kind of a crazy title. Superstructure, The Key to Unleashing the Power of Story by James Scott Bell. She said this was good for like the plot points, the structure of it, which is what I was looking for, is like, what is the soccer practice of writing? And it's like, this is kind of a step-by-step. So she recommended this, and then this was in the bookstore we were talking in, but she was like, this one is pretty good. It will be helpful. It's not like my favorite, but it's pretty good. So Save the Cat Writes a Novel also kind of goes through like the plot of it, how to write your book, all of that. And so I've read through these a couple months ago, and I've taken notes on them in this notebook, kind of annotated and taken notes at the same time. So this notebook has my notes from those two books. It also has kind of my plot ideas written out in it, and a few like free writing pages, because sometimes I've written on the computer and then that has been kind of like stalling my brain, and so I did some free writing. Granted, this was like weeks and weeks ago, but that's what I've done. What I also did is I went ahead and got a poster board and sticky notes and just wrote out the plot idea on here. Some things definitely have changed and will change now, because I had two main characters in this plot, and I realized one of them was just for a different book idea, not this book idea. So that character is more for a London book, and this book is a Seattle dual POV, like platonic love story kind of book. So that one of my two main characters, I was like, this is not the right book for her. This is wrong. Very attached to that character and that idea, but I was trying to like work this plot idea around it, around that character, and I was like, this is not her book. She has a different book. So we have the Seattle book, which has the whole plot going for it, and then the London book, which has like a character idea. For the Seattle book, I have like a chapter and a half written. I think it's like 3,000 words or something like that. That has been sitting on my computer for a couple months. That's where we're picking up. We've got the instructions, we've got the brainstorming that has one of the characters, it's just not that character anymore, and I've got about a chapter and a half on my computer. So that's what we're picking up on. Or I've done a little bit of work before day one of this challenge, but this is really me coming back to the book and actually working on it like I said I would. And this is my really accountability tool and my creative challenge to just stick with it and not overthink and just work on it and make progress and get to the end point by just doing it every day. Welcome, that's where we're at right now. The actual writing will be coming up soon. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Feel free to come along with and like write your stuff.
Okay, it's really late. It's 11:56 p.m. But I did my whole day. I did go to the gym, and I went to work, and I had dinner, and now it's 11:56 p.m. But I said I would do writing today, so I gotta do at least something. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my Google Doc and look at a paragraph I have in chapter 2, and I'm gonna work on that. That's what we're gonna do.